And we still have Anushka to also head out for hers. So here at the zoo we have 3 Ama tigers.
There he is.
We have Anushka, who's 18 years old. And then we have Tega and Tatana, who are mum and daughter, and they live on that left-hand side paddock at the moment. So they are 3 and empty.
They'll smell it.
So we've buried Anushka's
She's
food
over
today
there,
in
she's
dog
running
piles
around
to
now.
make it a little bit harder for her. She's got to work a little bit to get that food out. Makes the whole thing a bit more complex for her and prolongs the feeding process, because she would spend a lot of time in the wild finding, seeking out that food and then also consuming it. So this is just one type of enrichment we use for the cat. Sometimes we'll hang it up so the little wash line. Now that Anushka's getting a bit older, we tend to keep it nice and low for her, not making her stretch too high. We've also got some nice low rings on the sides there, so we can hang her food from there.
She's searching
So then she's
everywhere.
just licking the meat first. We have got some supplements on top of that meat, just to give her the right balance of nutrition, because it is just a chunk. So that is a bit of force meat today, so that is a good protein source for her. Cats are obligate carnivores, so they can only feed on meat. They can't live on a vegetarian diet because they need taurine to be in their diet, one of the amino acids, to basically make sure that they've
Here he comes, look, look, look.
We can the way we fight. So she's got a very sharp tongue. There's hooks on that tongue that allow them to kind of almost strip the skin from the meat. And then she's got scissor-like teeth at the back that she'll use to chomp through the flesh, and then she'll then swallow quite large pieces. So their stomach does have a lot of work to do because they're swallowing quite large pieces of meat. That means that they do need a bit of time to digest their food.
Nice.
So for this reason, we don't feed our cats every single day. We have intermittent fasting days for them so that they have time to digest it. And that's much more natural for them. It's the way they're designed and the way they were feeding in the wild. They're not going to catch something every day. They're going to be quite likely to catch something big and then not feed for a while while they digest that food and they get hungry enough and light enough to actually go and pursue another kill. When they do hunt, they are ambush predators. So they'll wait till they're relatively close to their food before they launch into a surprise attack. Tend to go from behind and grasp
Yeah.
Sparkles go up there,
and then they have special adaptive canines that actually allow them to
Go on, I
feel
wanna see her
response
ripping
to
it
the animal,
apart.
so they know when to let go because they no longer have the if they let go too soon, something like a deer, quite likely to, because it's got so much adrenaline running through it, it can just get up and run off, and they'll miss that kill, and they'll have to start the whole process again. So they're very well adapted predators. They have sheathed claws that are amazingly sharp, and they tend to use them to kind of put into the animal to grab hold of it and keep it from slipping away from them. So out in far eastern Russia, where Ama tigers are found, it is going to be very cold for the majority of the year. So they've got lots of adaptations for this reason. A thick coat that's even thicker in the winter and then sheds out a bit in the summer. They've got quite small ears, so they don't lose too much heat through their ears. And large paws, so they can distribute their weight on the snow and not sink too deep, and then they're not expending too much energy when they're walking around.
Left arm
So
up.
here at the zoo, they do have pools. They have access to pools invoking closures because they are cats that will spend time in water. You can see they're not bothered by the rain as well. We're much more bothered than they are by this downpour. But no, they'll spend time out in it. They're not really bothered. And they will tend to use their pools quite a lot, especially on warm days. At the moment, they tend to use them as well for going to the toilet in. So that's super nice to clean. But that's basically to just get rid of their scent. So in the wild,
Just took that chunk off.
other animals won't know that they're around. By defecating into the water, it means that they can keep themselves hidden from prey species that might be around in that area. So as I was saying earlier, we do lots of different types of enrichment for our cats. So another type is sensory, so we use things like perfumes and sprays. We'll put them around the enclosure. We also use what we call manipulative enrichment, so that's things that they can play with, whether or not that's something like fruit and veg. They really enjoy like batting around a big melon or something like that. Or maybe it's something plastic that they're not going to be able to destroy and eat, because otherwise we don't want lots of plastic inside them. So it has to be something really, really durable. There's companies that make toys just for zoo animals. So we're lucky enough to have a few of those, and the girls love playing with them. Nui here, her favourite thing in the world is her carpet that we get out for her. So it's a nice big rug, and we spray it with Dolce & Gabbana, that's her fave. And then she'll have a roll on it, she'll get all excited. Just like a domestic cat, we give them catnip, or they find a scent they really like. They'll rub their faces all over it, and they just get all silly and start running around the enclosure and being super goofy. So no, it's really nice to be able to provide these different things to stimulate our animals and keep them entertained here at the zoo. So we were lucky enough to breed here at the collection. We had 3 cubs about 3 years ago now. 2 of them were male, called Misha and Pasha, and they have since moved off to Port Lympne in Kent. So if you ever end up down at that neck of the woods and you head over to that zoo, you'll see our beautiful boys. So they are quite a lot bigger than the girls. We did have a girl born in that litter as well, and she still lives here at the zoo. So Satana is the little female that we have in with Tega. She's about the same size as her mum now, but you can just about tell them apart. Tega has little stripes on her back feet, and Tana just has dots. So if you can see their feet, you can tell who's big. But yeah, our boys have since moved on. They were about 160, 170 kilos. The girls are about 130, so they're quite a lot smaller. But out in the wild, there has been records of 300 kilo males. So they can get up to a massive size. But unfortunately, due to things like poaching for the medicine trade, that number is starting to go down. So the amount of tigers in the wild is down to around 400 of this subspecies. And we're also looking at much smaller individuals, because the bigger ones were the ones that people tended to poach first, because they had a bigger skeleton to sell on the black market, and also a bigger fur coat. You get more money for a bigger animal. So here at the zoo, we always make sure we donate to conservation charities that are supporting all the different animals that we house. So historically, we donated to the conservation charities that support tigers, to make sure we're improving things in the wild. And as I say, part of that captive breeding program as well is very, very integral. So in a couple of minutes' time, I'll be at the end of the tunnel with stickers and badges and our collection pot for Action for the Wild. If you would like to make a donation of £1, you can get a badge. Any other donation will get you a lovely sticker. If you want to ask any other questions about our cats, don't hesitate. But enjoy the rest of your day and try and stay dry. And thank you very much for listening.
Looks like she's going to run off with it.
Sunday night.
She's still feeding.
Yeah.
She's walking about.
What's she at?
I don't know. It was over there. But that's the oldest one. That was she's. I think that's when she's 18.
This one's mum and daughter. This one.
Yes.
I think this is the little one. Mum's up there.
Said one's got stripes on her back leg. Said one's got spots. And that's the only way really you can tell them apart. Or on their back feet or something.
Do you want to go get some lunch?